Zapfish! Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more Splatoon! Last time, the universe decreed that it would make me a big liar yet again by having me actually appear decent with a weapon that I am quite terrible with. But it wasn't all bad, because we got to laugh at the Octo Sniper's funny faces in the process. This time, we find ourselves back in Octo Valley, and I miss a jump completely. Wow, that was atrocious. Seems like it's gonna be yet another one of those days. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll have a better time of it. Now, I'm gonna go up this way. I'm basically just exploring to see what kettles I haven't seen yet. What I was wanting to know is that over there, that ink rail, that doesn't lead to anything. That's just dropping down to go to that kettle. That's mainly what I wanted to see. So I'm guessing, yep, there's a kettle here. Not a kettle over there, because it's what you used to get down. I don't actually know where the last kettle is, but go figure, that's how things typically are. So let's just uncover this one, and maybe we'll have to go down. I guess we had to go down eventually if that's where the boss kettle was going to be. Got another Octoling stage. Get into it. Wait, I just saw the name of the stage in the title. Yep. Bluefin Depot is getting played twice in Octo Valley before popping up in Versus once. That's amazing. Also, you're explaining Elite Octolings even though we fought them twice already, and that secret kept going in the cutscene. That's kind of funny. I know that Bluefin Depot's been in the stage rotation twice, just every time it ever wants to pop up. I've already settled on what map we're gonna be, or what mode we're gonna be playing for the day before I've decided on the map. I do spoil the mode rotation for myself, but I do keep the maps a secret just so that I can at least be surprised at that and still pick what I think is a good idea. I have no idea how I live there, but I ain't complaining. You, come here, good. I was just thinking that these colors look awfully familiar. They're the human's shirt. I just realized that. It's kind of cool. I know it obviously isn't an intentional reference because it predated it, though, but hey, doesn't stop people from calling Earthbound a cheap ripoff of that game, even though it was 2 decades sooner. All right, enough topical stuff. Let's get a bomb rush. Yayer. Let's use that bomb rush yayer to layer this place in bombs, or something to that effect. I killed one guy and lost my armor in the process. Great use of a bomb rush. Kill you. And I'm trying to find where the sunken scroll is. I think, no? Can you give me an Inkzuka? There are a lot of power-ups on the stage, so you can just kind of use them willy-nilly if you wish. Just if you think you need them, just go ahead and use them. Even if you don't, whenever you're about to pick up a box, it's probably going to have a power-up in it, because they're very generous with it. Again, why can't the actual stage be like that? I'm complaining without even actually playing it for you guys, so you don't know really what my complaints are. Got a bubbler. I'm willing to bet down here. How much you want to bet? Nope. No. Really? Seriously? Maybe. No? I thought the sunken scroll was going to be... Oh, wait. Shoot. I think I know where it is. I think I know where it is. I was going to say it's in one of these cubby holes that's off to the side that you can peek around it. That shoots down that theory. Someday I'll locate this massive elusive piece of Octoling history. My god. You're up there. I see you. And I missed horribly. Come on. Oh, that actually killed and activated the ink rail. That was cool. Wow. Let me go this way. I have a bubbler. I think that's the last power-up that we're going to be picking up here, so I don't think I should use it. I just barely outrange it. That's kind of cool. Final checkpoint. Let's go through this way. You're not it, are you? No, you're armored. Cool. Happening. I know the Zapfish is right up there based on the words final checkpoint, but I don't exactly, you know, want to pick it up. Oh, one last elite one. That's kind of cool. Come here. Yes! Looking good, Agent 3. I'm happy you're congratulating me. My opinion of you is starting to change a little bit, Agent 2. Keep it up, play your cards right. Maybe someday you'll catch up to Agent 1, but I wouldn't bet on it. Hold on a minute. No. That would be a clever way of hiding it, doing it behind the spawn point in Versus, but it's not up by the Zapfish, is it? That was a cool jump. Wow. Didn't think I'd actually make that. No, it's not. Final checkpoint, you said. Your non-linear level design just turned you into a liar. Don't you feel terrible? Have an idea. Not there either. Hold on a minute. I wonder if I had the right idea, but I did it backwards. No. I think I got it. I think I know it. If I am not mistaken, you go over this way and you drop through the... Where is this thing? Ask and you shall receive. I was on the right track of dropping through the grate somewhere. There it is. Oh, wow. Get out of there. Thank you. Still have my power-up, still have my armor, still gonna get my bonus. Please give me that Zapfish. Watch it struggle like some kind of creepy-looking fetus or something like that. Let's get out of here. Bing! Poosh. Squid Squad's new album, Fresh Kids, takes the trademark Squid Core sound to a whole new level. Critics call it the oral buffet of squidiosyncratic psychedelicacy. The perfect theme for any turf war. On sale now. I'm amazed I got through that in a single read. I thought I'd have to redo it. That is the album cover that we saw in the startup screen last time, actually. So very good timing with finding that. And you can see these fictional album covers and these fictitious bands that were made in Splatoon and all that stuff. Once again, you can see these album covers and this artwork of these bands that exist within Splatoon. Should you be fortunate enough to live in an area where the soundtrack was actually released, aka Japan, who would have figured? And it's pretty cool. Off to Inkopolis Plaza. Oh yeah, these Zapfish just keep rolling in. I'd say more so wiggling, but good on you. Good on you for recognizing my efforts. Well, okay, that's kind of a lie. Our daily topic does not exist in Inkopolis Plaza, or really exist in Splatoon for that matter, because the thing that I want to show you today is unused items. In a game that is so focused on fashion and clothing and making a cool looking character, you can imagine there'd be some pieces of gear that were left out of the finished product. I'm here to show you what those would have looked like, what abilities they might have had, what brands they would have been, that kind of stuff. Starting us off is the rather ugly looking Varsity hoodie, which would have been a Splash Mob brand. Second, we have the Shirt Stravaganza. I'm not even making that up. This item might look a little bit familiar to you, and that's because in the 18th Sunken Scroll, it's actually shown off in the final game, so it got a little bit of a cameo in there somewhere, even though it's not camouflage. We don't know the brands of every unused item, but this one would have been a Rockenberg, much like the very next shirt found after it. This is just called the round collar shirt Rockenberg, and it looks like something a cheap mechanic working on your car would wear. Next, we have a Zeko shirt, the Gray Real Sweat, which is a different color variation on the Real Sweat that was in the final game. Purple Camo LS would have been a Squid Force piece of equipment, has different armbands than the item that we got in its place. White Puffer Tee would have been Firefin base, as you would guess by the logo. There's the Squid Force shirt, Layered Anchor LS, which is a little bit different from a shirt that we recently used. Those are all the shirts. Now let's move on to the shoes. There's only 2 pairs of unused shoes. Armor Boot Replicas. These are Cuddle Gear. If you're thinking, hey, those aren't unused, I got those in my inventory. Well, you're kind of right. These were in the game's code from the moment that it was released, but it wasn't actually obtainable until the 2.00 update. And when it was made available, they look very slightly different from the image that you see here, so they were patched up a little bit. Literally. The second pair of unused shoes are custom trail boots, just look very slightly different from the final ones. Okay, so everything up to this point's been just kind of okay, except for the Shirt Stravaganza, both because of its name and because it actually did make an appearance, but I got the good stuff for you. I saved the best for last, and they both happen to be headgear, go figure. The stealth goggles were originally going to have their night vision goggles powered down, which I think we greatly got the better end of the deal on that, because the final ones look so much cooler than these. They bring the look together nicely. And then the very last unused piece of gear, Warrior Headdress. This would have been Forge brand, and unlike a lot of the other unused equipment that we don't know much about, these would have had tenacity for their ability. Could have been interesting. I would have liked to have worn this into battle, but unfortunately, I'm guessing just because of cultural things, it was left out. It is seen in some early screenshots as well, a lot like the other gear that we've seen here today. This is easily the one that I'm most sad about not being included in the finished product, regardless of whatever the reason is, because it looks awesome! The very last thing that I want to touch on is technically not any sort of unused gear, though a cool little detail that you wouldn't be able to see in normal gameplay. It concerns the skull bandana. This is a normally obtainable item, doesn't seem like there's anything special about it right away, aside from, well, looking cool, but sometimes it's all you need. There is more to this one, however. On the half of the bandana that you never see because it's touching the player's face, you can see the top half of the skull that was here. They went to the trouble of making it, but it never got seen by regular players. Kind of a cool detail. Those are all the items that you can find unused in Splatoon if you were to do a little bit of digging. But what if I told you there are leftovers from an even earlier version of Splatoon in another Nintendo game? I swear I'm not making this up, and I myself have no understanding of how this could have ever possibly happened, but Super Mario Maker! In Super Mario Maker, there are a multitude of menu sprites depicting items that we never got in Splatoon, as well as depicting items that we did get, but with different appearances. I personally like the football helmet with the bullhorns on it a lot myself. Also, the Jet Set radio headphones and goggles are pretty cool too. There's a lot of these, and a lot of the changes are very minor, so I don't want to go over every individual one of them because there's so many. But what's even more interesting than that, at least to me, is that you can see early versions of what the weapons were going to look like when Splatoon was still in its infancy. Here's an E-liter, here is a splatter scope. Interestingly, no splat charger is here, even though the other basic weapon classes are all accounted for. We have an ink Zuka that is lumped in with the other regular weapons, hinting that maybe it was not always a special and going to be a main weapon at one point. We have a dynamo roller, early versions of the splat roller, early versions of the splatter shot, which we know from the E3 demo was going to be called the ink shot, an early ink brush, and then I have saved the nuttiest one for last. This real gun. It looks so ridiculous and out of place. If I had to make an educated guess, I would say that this is an early rapid blaster, but that's all I got. It's just funny to think that somewhere out there in Nintendo's vault of secrets, there exists a version of Splatoon where you can play using a real gun. That's not all of them, though. Let's not forget our sub and special weapons. Here's what burst bombs originally looked like. They just weren't translucent, nothing too different there. We can see that a suction bomb was originally a sticky tennis ball, which is interesting. The squid beacon was just a little flagpole showing you where to jump, which I think is funnier than what we got. Here's a disruptor. I think, again, we made it a lot better because this just looks like a bowling ball for beginners that don't know how to hold it right. Splash wall is strange. It appears as though it would have hung down from the ceiling originally or something to that effect. It would have been interesting having an attack that would behave differently on the ceiling, and I don't mean like suction bombs do, I mean just completely different, but maybe it just was left out because it couldn't work on every single map once it was decided there would be outdoor maps too. There's that. Sprinkler looks pretty funny. Bubbler looks like one use of the brush tool in Photoshop, and then they called it a day. Inkzuka's present too, but there's not any clear differences. What is different, however, is that a recolored Inkzuka serves as the killer Wail, meaning that it might have used the same model at one point. And then lastly, this early Ink Strike is adorable, and I wish the final one looked like this. This is another attack that we know the early name of. It was called Ink Tornado. And that's all of them. Just some examples of what you might have been able to look like if you were a funky, fresh, beta tester for Splatoon, but you weren't. Unless you are, in which case I'm very sorry for belittling your hard work, and I greatly appreciate your sacrifices. Thank you. On to the weapon of the day. This one's gonna be a lot of fun, folks. .96 Gal. This is kind of a variant of the .52 Gal. It does the exact same damage per shot and is much longer range, but it suffers from bad shot deviation at its maximum range. It only has half of the normal rate of fire, so it doesn't enjoy the ridiculously fast kills, and because its bullets are so large, it's very ink hungry. The main gun is poor at covering turf due to the slow firing rate, so use it for picking off distant foes. Its slow rate of fire can also cost a lot of precious time if the trigger is held, so similar to a blaster, wait for the right moment to begin shooting. It is a 2-hit kill no matter what, so you're not going to get the same experience as a blaster, but I think any blaster player would be able to grasp this weapon pretty quickly. This is the kind of weapon that I'd suggest practicing with for a while before taking it even into casual matches. It can be frustrating, and it will lose almost any up-close fight. Also play with the sensitivity setting so it can help you with making your mark. This set works particularly well in splat zones, not just for the gun itself, but for the combo it has with its sub and special. What are those, you might ask? Well, we're starting things off with the Sprinkler. Great for splat zones and also able to use as bait for a 2-hit kill from a good distance. It's a bit like playing a sniper crossed with laying bait and hiding with a roller. This also helps it gaining points toward its special, which happens to be Echolocator. Again, great for splat zones. Echolocator is run a ton in that mode because the enemy has to be relatively close to the zone to do much of anything, and pointing out where they are does a great job of pinning them down and putting pressure on them. You're going to be killing from afar with this combo, but in a way, also playing a support role by covering the splat zone over time with a Sprinkler, saving team members by being able to attack from so far away and having such a good view of the action, and revealing enemy locations to the entire team while doing it. Into the equipment recommendations, it's time for everyone's favorite daily segment, Damage Up! This thing got nerfed bad. It used to do 62 base damage with one shot, making it a 2-hit kill no matter how much defense up your opponent had, no matter how much damage up you were carrying. Completely irrelevant. No need to carry damage up or worry about defense up whatsoever. Was one of the main reasons why people love playing this weapon. It doesn't do that anymore. It got cut down a whole 10 points of damage. Seriously, there's no time to afford needing to land 3 hits with this thing as opposed to the usual 2. You need 1 main slot of damage up at least. The .96 Gal might have been the most played weapon in ranked before this huge nerf, but now, it's pretty middle of the road in how often you see it. Onto its glittery, star-studded, and pink-clad sister, the .96 Gal, Deco. She has the same stats as her less fabulous sister, except for her special depletion, where she is heavy. But this gal is both plus-sized and fabulous. This set is more all-around and less specific to shining in just splat zones. As you would expect, it's generally seen outside splat zones a lot more frequently. Its sub-weapon is Splash Wall, allows for getaways, good at manipulating enemy movement. We've seen this before with the .52 Gal standard set. And its special is the Kraken. This is where it really shines. Don't believe me? It does literally shine when you activate it, as if it couldn't get any sparklier. This makes the Deco set far more viable at fighting in less than ideal situations, and makes it less weak to the enemy just rushing at it. For equipment, I'd recommend that you prioritize the Kraken above all else, though I'm not sure I'd recommend Tenacity quite, because it's not as disconnected from the action as Chargers typically are. Life's difficult questions. Why couldn't it have been the .69 Gal? We may never know. I just realized I said this in the presence of the waifu. My apologies for my disrespect. Let's just see the map rotations. We are not playing Camp Triggerfish. We are not playing Museum D'Alfonsino, but we are playing... Funnily enough, after what I said earlier about map rotations, I accidentally spoiled this one for me, and I know that we're playing Bluefin Depot. What do you and Bluefin Depot have in common? When it comes to turf wars, we're both pretty rusty. Anchovy Games. Hurry up, we're late for the big meeting. We don't actually work here, Callie. Sorry, I know I'm getting a little bit formulaic with chuckling at everything that Marie is saying, but it's just so joyful. Or lack of joy. Whatever. Same thing when you're a Marie fan. If it's positive, it's positive. If it's negative, it's positive. It's a wonderful existence. This is what I settled on. I wanted to have Ink Saver main and some ink recovery up to make up for the fact that the set is so ink hungry and every bullet uses up just so much of the tank. I picked Special Charge Up over Tenacity, something I hope I'm not going to regret because I wanted my Sprinkler to be more effective at helping me ink lots of turf, get my special built up. Gone with 1 main of Damage Up, of course, because why wouldn't I? I want that 2-hit kill to go off as much as it possibly can, and that's all I had room for. And for the shoes, I wanted Swim Speed Up. Ink Resist Up might help me at continuing to play my distance. And I have 3 total subs of Ink Recovery Up if I do that. Also, 3 subs of Swim Speed Up, so I think these two complement one another quite well, giving me that. My look is... Boring McBoringson. That's all I got. In we go. Anchovy Games is first. Looks like the new map is gonna have to wait just a little bit longer. Well, it's been, what, 25 episodes? I don't think one more match is going to kill it. It'll still be its old, rusty, decrepit self when we get there. It's old. It's decrepit. It won't really change much. So we're gonna throw that up. Gonna get that on top of there. I probably should have done that in the enemy sign if I could have gotten over there, though, but oh well, it's no big deal. I think, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How did I not jump over that? I thought I made it. I haven't gone over this up to this point. It's something that has been brought up a little bit in the comments, and it's something I didn't know until recently. I'm not running special duration up, even though echolocators are great in splat zones, because for whatever reason, echolocators aren't helped by special duration up as much as any other special is. I'm not sure what the reason is. Maybe it was too good or something of that effect, though, but yeah, you don't want to run it with that. I recommended it in some of the early bios, but people corrected me on it when I looked into it. Yeah, that's why. A lot of back and forth here, no thanks to me whatsoever, but hey, maybe I can pretend like I'm helping. You do that. I want to have some good games in here. That Luna Blaster left a bad taste in my mouth. That was an excellent throw from whoever did that. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so let's blanket the ground here. Let's activate our echolocator once we need a reload, which should be any second now. We got control. Let's go. Keep up that continuous fire. Gonna shoot at you, pressure you. Yep, trapped you. Good. At least I helped him get a kill. At least I can say that I've contributed something meaningful to this match now that I had that play. That was all right. I used to play the .96 gal a lot. My history with it is that I liked it a lot before that nerf that I told you about. But over time, I just didn't enjoy it as much, and I thought it was outclassed by the .52 gal. And in most situations, I would stand by it still being like that. I don't think that time has been kind to this weapon. It might have been one of the best weapons in the game when it first came out, though, but that nerf hurt it bad. There's just... that increased damage and not needing to run damage up was the big reason to play it over the .52 gal, and they just completely got rid of it. I don't know if the nerf needed to be that harsh. I'm not a game designer, so I'm not going to say, like, oh, they should have totally done this to make it viable. I'm no Magic Scrumpy. I'm no expert on that kind of thing. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint, but... I don't know if it needed to be quite that harsh. I do agree that maybe that was a little bit too good, that it was a two-hit kill that was never mitigatable by no matter how much of that you carried, though, but still. Throw that in the middle, hopefully get some free points built up. I've been having better luck over this way, so let's do that. Throw in another sprinkler right into the center of that ink strike and not get it. Oh, still got you. There's the arrow spray being really bad at killing up close, even when it's at point-blank range, because it's inaccurate and actually not that good at damage rate. Can't believe I survived that. We still could take it. They got a 49-point wall to overcome. That's nothing to sneeze at when there's 2 minutes left on the clock. We might still have this. Of course we might not. Saw you too late. Good use of that. Good use of that. Gonna super jump over here just because I don't know why I'm super jumping over there. I'm not able to do much from that point of view, and every time I do, I just wind up swimming over here anyway. You're dead. You are not dead. Man, I use up so much ink, and I have ink savers on. What is going on here? I need my sprinkler. I need my sprinkler. I need my sprinkler. I'm not... my hope is slowly dwindling, and it hurts to say because I'm trying to be an optimist and say, don't worry, we'll get through it. I'll have an actually good game this time around, but maybe the Luna Blaster, maybe I'm so bad with it that it managed to bleed into other weapons even with me practicing with them. Got you. 1 minute remains. I think at this point, smart thing to do is just going to be push them back. Suddenly making some good shots. When did this happen? Give them a little bit more stuff to deal with. Give me some point. Wow! I guess I naturally have last-ditch effort in my DNA or something like that. Ability we haven't gone over, but still. I have gotten 5 kills on this life. What is going on? We have not actually given up control once. We've lost it, but they've never gotten it back, and we only need a few more points to actually take it. I got you too. Since when am I good? I didn't even know how this happened. We've taken the lead. I think we might even get a knockout at this point. I saw you there. Understandable, kinda. 21 seconds. They would need control for about a minute to get it. I haven't, something else that I was corrected on recently is that I had a feeling this was the case, but I never knew for sure. The points when you have control, or rather like the countdown up there, it's not truly 1 second. It's like Punch-Out where it's a fraction of a second. I think it's 0.75 to be exact. I had a feeling that was the case, but I didn't know exactly what it was, but yeah, that's how it is. Oh! Did he get that? Yes! His blood filled in the splat zone and caused us to take control back and end the overtime. Makes you turn in your grave, doesn't it? 9 kills, 8 deaths, had a really shoddy beginning, but I think I got into it there at the end. Made a recovery when I need to. We are 63 points, getting close to that S rank once again, got lots of money. Let's take the fight to Bluefin Depot. I'm excited. Second game was a map repeat. We got a knockout victory. Let's see what my new rank is. A plus 73. Getting closer, getting closer. At long last, the moment we've all been waiting for. Finally, it's coming out. Here it is, Bluefin Depot. And this is an interesting mode to be playing it on for the first time. Despite the fact that it has 2 midsections, there's only 1 splat zone. It's unique in that way. So don't play by force of habit of where you remember the splat zone being from your previous plays. Pay attention at the start of the match to which side the splat zone is on, because it actually does differ from what side of the map that your team is on. Normally, you can't even tell what side you're on unless we're talking Salt Spray Rig yet again, but in this case, yeah, it actually does make a difference. Got control right away. I want to get my special... Let's toss up a sprinkler there. That was a terrible place to land it. Oh, boy. Somehow didn't die there. I'll take it. I'm cool with that. Very cool with that. I should not have lived there, but I did anyway, and it's too late now. It's already happened. Can't do anything about it, enemy team. Change that. Okay, at least I got it off before I died. That's the important thing. Gonna help my team. 67 points, not a bad start. Thinking I'll super jump behind enemy line, see what I can do right there. I'm gonna need to look down at my gamepad map to see when they're coming in, so I know when I can do that. I do want to kind of be on this side though, because that cross in the center makes it a little bit tough to hit. Got you? Let's keep pushing back. I just want to keep control over this. It's not quite as good as the Splattershot Pro in that because it's ink hungry, so the continuous fire over the center of the map can be a little bit tough to keep up. And how were we still in control through all that? Half of the dang map was, or no, it looked like more than half of it was their color. I'm not complaining about it, mind you, but I'm very confused as to how that was even possible. Oh boy. I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going. We only got 1 guy alive, and he's gonna die, and I'm gonna die, and we don't have anybody out there fighting right now, and they've taken control. They only have 25 points they have to overcome to take the lead. I see this going in a bad direction, so I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna go over this way and show what the other half of the map is like. It can be a bad thing if you run over here thinking this is where the splat zone is, and then realizing a second later, oh crap, there's nothing here. But there are these new platforms that you can get onto, and you might be able to do some pretty good control from over here. It does build up your turf really nicely. I should not have used my echolocator right there, even though it was a free reload because they only had 1 guy who was actually alive. Speaking of which, you have 0 guys that are... 0 guys that are dead. Yes, that is where I was going with that. We are in danger. We need to turn this around. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. My sprinkler killed you. Cool. Second to kill my sprinklers got in this game. It's always funny. You don't really do this in ranked too much, though, but in Turf Wars, you're clear across the map doing something. You forgot you even laid down a sprinkler. You assume that it was destroyed long ago, and then just all of a sudden out of nowhere, splatted so-and-so with no explanation, and then you're like, oh, right, I threw down a sprinkler. Something I always like to see. You can die. Wow! Again! Coming through in the clutch in the last seconds of the match. Liking it, liking it, liking it. Just got to keep it up. We are getting a lot of points right here. Trying to see. There's no... Nope! Was looking down at my gamepad to see if I could super jump anywhere to help out the cause, and then that happened. I'm not going to super jump... Oh, no. That guy, he's standing on the spawn point. No, it's gonna be a 3v4 in the last seconds. We're so close to taking control. We can't take this now. No! Come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, go, 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 go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 9 seconds. 9. They're in control, but they would need to remain in control for the remainder of the time limit. That guy's still on the spawn point. I keep looking down, seeing if he's gonna move. I know it's distracting me from the action. Oh no. Please don't be. He's still there. Yep, he is. What is going on here? Okay, in ranked battles, it's not the end of the world if you have a disconnect. Don't get me wrong, it's hard to overcome it, but they throw quick respawn over your entire team. I don't know if this is the case in Turf Wars, but I've noticed it in ranked. This, however, is just sad whenever somebody doesn't do anything. They just are AFK, they abandon the game, they decide to troll you or something like that. They lost control at 10 seconds. We're in control! We are in control! We are in control! Lost control, that's okay. They have a 50-second wall to overcome. We actually have a good fighting chance at this. 19 seconds, 18. He's back in the game too. Boy, if you came back just 1 second later, buddy. Thank your lucky stars. I can't believe it. That's that, though. Nine kills, 10 deaths. I think that's the guy that disconnected who got the 13 kills. Of course it's our best player that decides to just, oh, I gotta go check on my cookies. They're burning in the oven. At least we won. That's the important part. Judd, rumor has it I'm smoking. And you know what happens when people are smoking? They get their allowance. Your vibe is smoking. Here's a sweet bonus, yo, of 300 coins. Meow. Press and hold Y to look around while still facing forward. Use it to keep an eye on your surroundings while forging ahead. That was some rather ironic timing on Octovalley's part. That was the final stage that we hadn't seen yet. That was some good times in Splat Zone, some rather close games that were exciting to the very last seconds of the timer. And that was me getting almost to that S rank. It is actually within reach the next time that we play ranked battles. And this is me saying, next time on Splatoon, we're going to be looking at a weapon that a lot of people are worried I'm going to give a scathing review to. But I think I'm going to surprise you. See you guys then. Does that mean that I spoiled the surprise and that I'm going to be nice to it? Or does that mean that I have faked you out and the surprise is going to be that I'm actually going to say what you thought I was going to say about it all along? Find out next time.